Hey y'all, this is Rhonda from Rhonda's Country Kitchen, and tonight I'm going to be preparing one of my family's favorite recipes that has been passed on from my family for many generations. It's good old chicken and dumplings. It's just comfort food that I think everybody enjoys, and I think they're a little off-put by the dumplings, making your own dumplings, but I want to show you just how simple it is. And just to say, if you don't want to roll out dumplings, you can still do this recipe. They have a frozen dumpling that you can buy, Annie's Dumplings, and they're really good. It's just as close as you can get to the rolled out ones, and you can pick your own chicken to save a little time off. You can buy rotisserie chicken as well as buy your own broth. So I'm going to show you the whole process, and it really takes just a few ingredients that you probably already have in your pantry. Now the dumplings, you can make them any kind of way, but I'm just going to show you how I was brought up, making them very simple. You don't need all these ingredients, and they're really, really good. So what I have done, I have started my chicken off. I've cooked just some thighs. You can do the whole chicken, you can do leg quarters, you can do whatever you want. I personally like the darker meat with the skin on. You don't want to take the skin off because that's where your fat is for your broth. But I have I've boiled my chicken down with a big old fat onion in it, and just some seasoned salt, pepper, a little accent, a little garlic powder, a little onion powder, of course. And I did sprinkle just a little parsley and a little bit of thyme in it, but you can make that your own. You can put carrots, celery, however you want to do it. But I've cooked down my chicken, and I'm going to show you the broth, and we'll get going from there. All right, y'all, I've got this good, rich broth. Let me get my little spoon. I don't know if you can see it. It's got that fat on the top. You know it's going to be good then. But I'm going to go ahead and just pick my chicken out. You don't want no bones or anything in it. But I'm going to pick my chicken out and set it to the side, because that's what we're going to be picking off the bone to put back in when it's ready to go. So I'm going to just go ahead and take these out. Like I said, I just did some chicken thighs with all that skin on it. You don't want to cook it clean to death where it just disintegrates and you have little pieces of bone that nobody likes hitting in their chicken and dumplings. But I'm just going to take this out. Got one more little fella in there. Now the fun part, I'm going to let this cool off because I'd burn my fingers off trying to pick it right now. But I'm going to start with the dumplings and show y'all just how easy it is. All right, y'all, I have got my little ingredients together for my dumplings, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to put together. Now, I've got all-purpose white lily flour, and I'm going to start with about 2 cups of that. All right. Now, I'm not going to be making a huge pot tonight because it's just me and my husband. But when my kids were little, boy, I double this. They really loved it. Now, I'm just going to add, I've got some ice water. So I've got my 2 cups of all-purpose flour and just some ice water. And I've got a little bit of salt. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of salt. Get my little whisk. All right. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of ice water. I'm not going to let that ice get in there. I'm going to start off with about 1/4 cup. Now I'm going to use my hands. That's what God gave me. That's going to be my utensils. And I'm just making a little mound in the middle with that water, kind of like with biscuits. And just trying to get all my ingredients wet. We'll add some more. And it's going to be a little sticky, so don't worry about that. But we'll flip it over, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to flour the, I have a little insta-pot mat. It's just a little shortcut for me so that I don't have such a mess on my countertop or anything else. But you can use aluminum foil or whatever you want to use to prevent a big old honking mess. All right, so I'm getting this wet. It's taking a lot of this water. I just use a little bit at a time because I don't want it like completely gummy. There we go. Just kind of work it. All right. Add a little more water. You truly just have to eyeball this with the consistency. You want a little gummy so that it will flip out. All right. Now, it's a little ball. I don't know if you can see this. Got me a little ball. Now I'm going to spread. Actually, I'm going to wash my hands real quick because I got to get this flour spread out. But I'm going to spread some flour out on this little insta-pot mat, and I'll show y'all how I cut it out. All right, I got my hands washed so I don't have big clumps of dough all over it. And I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle my insta-pot right here. I'm going to get it good and floured. Now I've pinched my my dough up into 2 balls, and I'm just going to kind of roll it in the flour and take my little rolling pin. Now if you don't have a rolling pin, this is really a must. This is something you want in your kitchen that's really handy. And I'm going to start rolling these out, and you want it to be really thin. The thinner your noodles are, the better it'll be. You want it to be about 1/8 of an inch. I'll just flip mine over. Just keep it super dry. In fact, after I cut my dumplings, I normally just let them sit for a little bit and dry out some. Some people put them in the freezer and freeze them a little while, but this is what we're doing tonight. Keep sprinkling a little bit on top, and I'm gonna have flour from my head to my toe, but it's all right because we eating dumplings tonight. All right, get this just really stretched out. Now don't worry about your dumplings when you're cutting them. They don't have to be a certain size. Some might be fat, some might be skinny, but they cook up just as good. So you don't have to worry about if you're doing it right. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually forgot my little knife to cut it. So I'm gonna get my little knife. But if you see any little sticky spots, just add your little more flour on it and just go right back to town with it. But like I said, the thinner the dough is, the better. It's like a little noodle. It's so good. Like I said, y'all that may love chicken and dumplings, you may go to, the Cracker Barrel or somewhere and order chicken and dumplings, and you think, well, this is really difficult. I just want to show you that it's not. And it's actually a very inexpensive meal. If you got little kids and you're watching, you're on a budget, it's not only good and filling, but like I said, it is really inexpensive because most people have flour on board. So you just need your little chicken, and it really doesn't take that much chicken. You can do a whole chicken, you can do a couple pieces. So it's really a budget friendly. All right, I'm gonna get my little knife and I'm gonna start cutting these up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just start cutting, and I just cut from side to side. Like I said, it don't have to be anything certain size. It's according to how big you want your little dumplings. But I start cutting them pretty wide, and then I'll cut them across again. So it looks like this. All right. See, they're not real pretty, but they're going to be good. So that's what we worried about. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and put them on a little tray. And I have started my broth back here. I'm getting it to a full rolling boil so that I can drop these good little dumplings into them. And here we go. Like I said, it's better to let these dry just a little bit. You can dip them in a little more flour as you're putting them on here. But see how simple that is? All right, I'm going to show you how thin this really is. I don't know if you can see it, but this is what it looks like. I mean, it is as thin as it can get without breaking. And that is the consistency that you want. All right, I've got the broth just boiling away back there, and it's happy. It is ready for these little dumplings. And like I had said before, I normally like to let them rest a little bit, which the first little batch did while I was making the second one while I was rolling it out. But anyway, we just go work with how it is right now. But you want to drop them all in about the same time, because you don't want them to cook differently and have some a little gummy and some that is overcooked. So we're going to drop these in and show you what it's supposed to look like. All right, if y'all can see my broth that's boiling right now, and I'm just going to start dropping these little dumplings in here. You see, some pieces are really big, some pieces are short and fat. It matters not if they're the perfect dimension. And you don't want them really to just be thrown on top of each other, because you don't want them to stick together. So I just kind of move my pot around like that while I'm dropping them in. And just get them in as fast as you can, because like I said, you don't want the consistency to be different. You don't want them to be cooked up different. But it's looking good already. You don't want to stir your noodles too much either. You want to just shake the pot around a little bit. Make sure all that broth is on top of it, has just consumed them noodles. And when they're done, the noodles actually kind of float to the top. So that's a good indicator that they're ready as well. I'm trying to get them in here just as fast as I can. But yeah, if you stir them around, you're going to break them all up. I just want y'all to see how easy it is, because I know a lot of people use biscuit mix, and that's fine if that's what you like and what your family enjoys. But if you want to change it up a little bit, this is truly just a very simple recipe. Turn it around a little bit. I just shake my whole pot instead of stirring it. Almost got them all in. Now I'm going to let these cook and get pretty tender, and I'm going to be adding some cream of chicken. Lord knows I love the cream of families, so that's something I keep on board. But you even can fix this without any cream of chicken or whatever. Like I said, it can be very budget friendly. You could mix a little cornstarch and some water to thicken it up, but I'm going to be using some cream of chicken soup, and I like to use a little heavy whipping cream, and I do have some butter in here in this broth, so that's going to help with thickening everything up. And while this is getting tender, I'm going to go ahead and start the chicken picking. So I'll be back to put the rest of the ingredients in while this just boils in a little bit and gets tender. Alright, these noodles have been cooking now for about 6 or 7 minutes. It's not been too long. And I'm just going to take this spoon and kind of gently, kind of just move them out the way, just to make sure that nothing is stuck on the bottom, because you don't want any dumplings stuck on the bottom and lose it. But I'm going to go ahead and start adding my the rest of my ingredients while this is cooking. Now I do have cream of chicken, Campbell's, good old Campbell's, and I'm going to add that in. That's going to help thicken this up tremendously. And also I'm going to put in a smidgen of some heavy whipping cream, and that's going to help that as well. But I'm going to go ahead and try to just mix this up without tearing up them noodles. You just learn to work very gingerly with them. So I'm just going to take my spoon and just kind of move it around a little bit just so it's all blended and mixed up without disturbing them dumplings and making them angry. So now a lot of people don't do this. My little mama did this, and I don't know, I just have always liked it. But I've got 2 room temperature eggs, and I'm just going to pour this in there and stir up right on top of it as it goes in there. It's good in egg drop soup, but I've always put it in my dumplings, and we've never had any complaints. So we've got that, and that is completely optional. You don't have to do that. Now I'm gonna go in with my heavy whipping cream, and I'm gonna start off with about 1/4 a cup of it. And like I said, you can use, and this is just gonna make it like super creamy, and you can use the cornstarch and the water to thicken it up. But I just really like the creaminess of this. But if you're on a budget, like I said, you can definitely use a little cornstarch and water to thicken it up. And you want to taste it as well, because if it's not, if it's kind of bland, I have some chicken bouillon that I just add a little chicken bouillon flavor into it. And you can also add cream of celery instead of cream of chicken. You can just do this any kind of way that you want to, and it's going to be good no matter what you do. But I don't want you to think it's just difficult, because it really isn't. It's really something super simple. So I'm just going to let this cook down a little bit more. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and pour the chicken in. I've got my chicken picked here. And like I said, I used 4 chicken thighs. And so I got those all cleaned up. My goodness, it's looking good. Got that chicken in there. Yummy. So I'm just going to let this cook down a little bit, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, it looks like it is ready to go, ready to eat. And we've been waiting on this all day long. I've been planning this since yesterday. We've been planning what I was going to cook today. And like I said, this is one of our favorites. So it's raining and storming outside. So it's just a good day for some chicken and dumplings, which every day is a good day for chicken and dumplings. Don't have to be cold outside, but it's very hearty and just a delicious meal. But I'm going to just show you, if you can see how those noodles look. And they're really good and tender. Got that chicken in there. It's got everything going together. Now, you have to be careful and taste it afterwards. Don't be adding a lot of salt while you're cooking your chicken for the broth, because that cream of chicken has some salt in it, as well as the bouillon. So I have tasted it. It is good to go. It's got salt. Of course, our little pepper is all in it. So we're going to get Russ in here, and he's going to be happy to taste this. Ready? All right, y'all, it is Russell's favorite time now, and that's going to be the testing. He's going to come in and tell us what he thinks about it. And look at me. I have got flour everywhere.
You've been working hard.
Yeah, I've been working hard.
Hey, y'all. And Daniel, you too.
Don't feel left out this time.
Yeah, he said I left him out of the last video. I can't be perfect all the time. I strive, but
you was ready to eat.
Short. Actually, I was full. I ate all them beans and the banana bread on top. It was like, so I was full. Yeah. Y'all, this is my favorite food. Steak, baked potatoes, barbecue, you name it. Chicken and dumplings. Her chicken and dumplings is my favorite meal.
Good old comfort food.
It's weird because it's so cheap to make, and
very cheap to make.
Yeah, It's my favorite. I've been looking forward to it.
Some Southern
I've
comfort.
been trying to get her to cook it for weeks. She's had all these other stuff. I was like, you need to make them chicken and dumplings, and not for y'all. Sorry, but for me,
It's selfish.
I'm selfish. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. You know, I like the videos, but I love the chicken and dumplings. That's my favorite. So I guess it's my turn.
It's your turn.
My time to
You're
shine.
up. You're up.
Is it
And
hot?
it is. It is
Ooh,
a
that is
little.
hot.
It's a little warm.
That's a little one. I don't want to pick that
Give it a
bowl up.
little blow.
Oh Lord, it's smoking.
It is.
Y'all, these noodles look fantastic. Or dumplings, whatever you call them.
They're
Call them
dumplings.
Yeah, that's a lot of people put biscuits and all that. Y'all, I'm telling you, I can't even get one up. It's so noodly that I can't grab it.
They do have the consistency of like just
Look
a
at that.
big old egg
There we
noodle.
go. There we go. Look at that.
Look at that steam.
Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at it.
It's hot. It's hot.
Oh, I'm gonna be licking the bowl tonight.
Well, you got a whole
Licking the
pot.
bowl tonight.
He's got a whole pot.
It's like a stick. Got like a soup text. Soup consistency.
And the longer it sits, the thicker it does get. So I don't want to make it too thick because it'll you got to pick the spoon up and you got the whole the whole bowl with it.
Chicken
so,
is tender. Great flavor.
Very good.
The noodles, the dumplings.
Very good.
Y'all, I'm telling you. Y'all ain't getting that out of no canned biscuit. I'm telling you. Do this for your man. Do this for your girl. Whoever you know.
Do it for your babies, your little
Put
babies.
that kind of love in. Get your little flour on you.
Get
do a
your
little,
flour. Show them just how hard you
how
work.
She probably took it and threw it on when I was out the room, but that's all right. It made it look like, listen, if it tastes like that, she do whatever she wants.
I just made a mess, that's all.
Well, it was delicious.
Well, good. Well, good.
I'm ready to eat the whole bowl.
Well, y'all, I really do appreciate you subscribing for the ones that have subscribed and liked and it still tolerating me. So
Doing good. And about half of y'all out there are not subscribers. You can watch the video, go on and hit that subscribe button. I know you
Just
don't want a lot
do
of
it.
stuff coming up, but trust me on this, and I'm biased, I know, but if you want to learn how to cook good Southern food, smash that button.
thank y'all.
Peace!
Now, growing up in the South, this was